Saturday, October 5th, around 20 after 6 or so. I'm going to try to hike Buzzardroost Rock here pretty quick here at the edge of Appalachia. A nice little trail, about 2.2 miles or so out. It's an out and back trail, so total of 4.5. I'm hoping to get out there by sunset. Probably be dark on the hike back, but it's a beautiful evening. Not a cloud in the sky. No humidity, 78, 77 degrees. So just going to try to get outside and enjoy nature for a little bit. So they have done some maintenance in some sections on the trail with more of these places with wood and places that tend to get muddy. There were more of these back the trail a little ways. This trail, if there has been a good bit of rain, is quite muddy, but still enjoyable. But it does get a little muddy if there's much rain. Of course, we haven't had any for a while, so it's dry today. So you see, as we're walking through the woods here, the sun's kind of peeking through the trees as it's going down over there. Like I said, I'm hoping to get out to the overlook by sunset so we can catch that, although I don't expect there'll be a lot of vibrant colors this evening because there's really very few clouds, but we'll see. But it's just beautiful out this evening with that sun shining through. So this is one of my favorite sections of this trail. And there's more water. There's this nice little stream that comes down from up there. And then the trail goes on up around here to our right and around the bend. And I know from experience that as this trail goes on down, or the stream goes on down, there's some couple little small waterfalls that go down there, and then it meets up with another stream that comes down from that area, which there's some waterfalls that are off trail just a little bit. So this is just before you get to the split, which you'll see up here in a second, but kind of a cool little section of trail. So as we get to this section here where the trail opens up, right up here there's an area where it splits off, and you can either go through the prairie or you can go up over the ridge. Typically I go up over the ridge and then return through the prairie. But this little stream, when there's water in it, as it goes on down, there's some waterfalls on down there. It's kind of nice to, especially in the winter when there's icicles on it, really cool. So we decided I would film a little bit of this for you now since it'll be dark when I'm coming back through that section in a bit. But the trail, I don't know if you can see it, is on up that way. There's a small little cabin or a outbuilding of some sort, a couple of them down there that you pass on the trail. They're just old. But it does open up through there, so it does give you a little bit of a different feel compared to the other sections of the trail. So I'm not sure if you can see the deer standing down there. Hopefully you can. I was actually on the phone. I'm on call for work, and I kind of scared him off, but she just stood down there and watched me while I was on the phone, and continues to stand there and watch me as I talk. There was another one that ran. I saw its tail, so I'm going to proceed. We're getting close to dark, but anyway, see some wildlife out here. It's always exciting. So this is the final little section of the trail as you get out to the overlook. Actually got delayed a little, and I did a little trail running to try to get out here before sunset. The sun just now went down behind the trees over there, as you'll see here in a second. But this is also one of my, the overlook is the highlight of this trip. The trail is good overall, but the overlook is where the money is. Sorry for the breathing heavy. I did do, like I said, a little running as I got down through here. It's a nice little bridge. There are some pretty rare species of plants and flowers that grow out here. The rock crag that goes down through there and over here. But as you get out here, you can just see how this overlooks the valley down below. Ohio Brush Creek is right down there in that valley. And again, I just missed a little bit of the sun peeking down, but the clouds do add some nice color. So take a couple of shots here for you. Just pan around so you can see the farmlands and valley down there. Wagner Riffle is the road that runs along Brush Creek down there. The Hewlett Center, which is one of the headquarters of Edge of Appalachia, is down through the trees, down over the hill. But you can just see how beautiful it is up here. They call it Buzzardroost. I typically see some buzzards flying up here. I don't know that I've ever seen them roosting, but anyway, just a really nice place to go. Leaves are just starting to change with the way the weather's been. Not sure how good of fall colors we're going to get, but as you can imagine, this is a beautiful place when the leaves are in their full glory as far as the color change goes. Below us here, there is a pretty significant drop off. You can see the tops of trees below us. I'll try to reach you out here so you can see it does drop down there. I'm sure it tells on the website exactly how far the drop is. I am not 100% sure. So anyway, there you go. I didn't even add on my panoramic or zoom lenses this evening, just for time's sake, but beautiful, worth the hike out. So, as I said, here's just some information. It says a 70-foot thick cliff of dolomite, and we're 500 feet above Brush Creek. See where it talks about a little bit of the edge of Appalachia. You can kind of see a little bit of there about where we are, and just some information. Talks about plants and animals that are seen out here. Well, I got me a drink of water, actually Gatorade G2, and I went ahead and put my headlamp on. I don't need it quite yet, but as you can see, it's getting dark, and as I get in the woods, it'll be pretty dark. So I'm sure I'll need it before I get back. I'll keep the phone out for a little bit in case I see any interesting wildlife between here and the Jeep, but otherwise probably won't film much on the way back because it'll be dark. So nice little hike. Again, I would recommend checking out the Edge of Appalachia's website and some of the things they have to offer. I would venture to say that there's a lot of people even here locally that don't take advantage of just some of the beauty and some of the opportunities we have available to get outside and enjoy some of God's creation. All right, so I finally turned the headlamp on a little bit here as I was down in that area, and I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it, but have you ever been walking in the woods at night and in the grass you see these little shiny things? I don't know if you were able to see that there, if it shows up on the camera. And it may just be because I'm ignorant and didn't know this ahead of time. Maybe you can see it down in there a little bit. Got a little closer look, and it's spiders. It's the eyes on spiders. And so as I went over to a tree and a couple other places and saw, see, there was one right in here somewhere. Can't really see it, but it appears to be spiders, and I did not know that. Others may have. I did not. So for example, there's one right there, and I just saw his eyes. Thought that was interesting. Maybe it's not interesting to anyone else, but that's okay. Kind of interesting here as you're walking through this taller grass. I mean, the grass is taller than I am in sections, but it's pretty neat down here in this more of a prairie type of an area. So vastly different from the rock outcroppings and other parts of the trail. So it's just really neat in such a short little hike. You can see so many different things. All right, so I made it back to the Jeep. Overall, a pretty good hike, about 4.5 miles. I did about an hour and 49 minutes. Caught part of the sunset. Got to do a little night hiking. Weather's starting to kind of cool down, but made it back. Overall, successful hike. Again, I would recommend checking out this hike if you have the opportunity and you're in the area, especially for just a quick little day hike. If you had the time and inclination, lunch out at the overlook would not be unpleasant. So I think that's it for this evening. Till next time, get outside.